everybody. I wanted to make a quick video as I know it is terrible timing in this terrible time, but wanted to share a poem I wrote because I realized there might not be a chance to share my feelings and say goodbye to my students and coworkers in person. Many of you know I've been talking about being done with teaching for a few years now, and it's kind of been an up and down emotional roller coaster. But Josh and I decided that this would be my last year, and with that news was great joy and fear at the same time. You know, joy for getting out of something that has caused a lot of stress for many years and overwhelm, but fear of the unknown. You know, what will I do? Who will I be? You know, for 15 years my identity has been teaching. It's who I am, you know, and now I'm asking myself, what do I want to do with my life? You know, the sky's the limit. I have so much love and joy to give, and I just want to send love out to my coworkers, administrators, students, you know, that they have my heart, and I wanted to share my thoughts and my story and who I am with them, since I may not get a chance to do that in person. I closed my classroom door on March 16th and realized that could be the last time. Again, with anxiety and fear of the unknown, my heart goes out to all the teachers and students and parents dealing with this and going through the unknown of what the future is going to hold a week from now, a month from now. So here's to new openings, new beginnings, and I wanted to share the poem I wrote with you. It's called I'm Not Quitting, I'm Just Not Staying. I'm a special ed teacher. I've heard things only a counselor should hear, read things no adult should read from a child, seen knives, drugs, and alcohol pulled from lockers, wrote referrals when I knew it wouldn't change a thing, smelled odors only middle school teachers would understand, tasted homemade goods only a mother would accept, held my tongue more times than I can count, said things I never thought I'd say, and I've touched more lives than I will ever realize. I'm a middle school teacher. I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting because I hate teaching. I'm not quitting because I dislike kids. I'm not quitting because I'm not good at what I do. I'm not quitting because I don't need a paycheck. I'm not quitting because I can't write goals or objectives, learning outcomes, or success criteria. I'm not quitting because I don't like collaborating. I'm not quitting because I can't keep data. I'm not quitting because I'm unable to hit my goals. I'm not quitting because my students aren't making success. I'm not quitting because I'm unqualified or ineffective. I'm not quitting, I'm resigning. Because in 15 years, I've mentored and watched 14 other special ed teachers come and go. Because in 15 years, I've watched 9 principals and assistant principals lead and then leave. Because in 15 years, I've had to learn new special education procedures, updates, IEP systems, goal writing, accommodations, transitions, codes, paperwork, and courses every year. Because in 15 years, I've seen tons of thousands of educators stand up to legislature, and nothing has changed for our schools, our students, or our teachers and staff. Because in 15 years, I've been publicly recognized for my efforts and successes one time. Because in 15 years, I've developed 3 stress-related disorders. Because in 15 years, I can't keep the same kids from start to finish without them withdrawing, being truant, getting kicked out, getting locked up, or put in mental health facilities. Because in 15 years, I've seen middle schoolers go from getting thesauruses and textbooks to tablets and tattoos. Because in 15 years, I'm seeing students break down, break out, and break everything they touch. Because in 15 years, my pay hasn't matched my worth, my time, my degree, or my efforts. No, I'm not quitting. I'm just not staying. I'm not staying in a profession where I need a side gig to make a decent living. I'm not staying in a profession where kids are just a test score. I'm not staying in a profession where educators are not respected by students, parents, and legislature. I'm not staying in a profession where you need to plan for coverage just to go to a meeting, make a phone call, or use the restroom. I'm not staying in a profession that is underappreciated, underpaid, and overworked. I'm not staying in a profession that is more concerned about data than their people. I'm not staying in a profession where the highlight of the year is a free jeans day. I'm not staying in a profession where I'm considered a glorified babysitter. I'm not staying because I was named Teacher of the Year. I'm not staying for you, with you, or because of you, but for me. I'm moving on. I'm moving on so I can be the best me. I'm moving on so that I can be the best wife my husband deserves. I'm moving on so that I can show up and be present for my family. I'm moving on so I can support my own son's struggles in school. I'm moving on so I can be happy, healthy, balanced, free, generous, and available. I'm moving on to a new journey, a new identity, but the same me. I'm moving on to pursue my dreams and putting the past behind me. I'm moving on to the next chapter, one that I create and not be conformed. I'm moving on to lead by example. I'm moving on to be the voice of the voiceless. Because who am I? Who am I to mentor my students through difficult times when every day is a challenge for me? Who am I to teach my students to be the best they can be when I'm unhappy and uncertain, empty and exhausted, anxious and afflicted, distressed and depressed, fatigued and frustrated, anxious and afflicted, overwhelmed and obligated, tearful and tense? Who am I to tell my kids to take risks, follow your heart, be brave, have grit, be resilient, be proud, do what you love, and stay strong when I haven't been leading by example? Who am I to fill others up when my own cup is empty? No, I'm not a quitter. I know who I am. I am strong and brave. I am grateful for my failures, my struggles, my pain. I'm proud of my school, my students, and my peers. I am hopeful for the future. I am thankful for my experiences. I am following my heart. I am devoted to doing what is right. I am empathetic to discomfort and suffering. I am worthy of my best life. I am joyful, loving, giving. Maybe some of you can relate. Would love to hear your thoughts. I kind of put myself out there out of my comfort zone here, but wanted to share my support and love for the education system, who is fighting like mad right now to keep things afloat. To my students and my work family, I love you, and you'll always be a part of who I am.